Tony Romo has more fourth-quarter comebacks than Roger Staubach, Captain Comeback himself.
All the pressure on the left side. He drops the ball, throws, caught, 6 plays, 72 yards. Made it look easy.
He also has more touchdowns and passing yards than Staubach and Troy Aikman. So why does he receive so much criticism?
Tony Romo is one of the great misunderstood players of NFL history.
Dang it!
There's statistics that will tell you that he's the most clutch quarterback of the last 10 years.
Looks right, now looks left, now throws a back shoulder fade to the end zone. Touchdown, Dwayne Harris.
Let's go! Come on!
And there are other statistics that will tell you he's the biggest joker of the last 10 years.
Throws it over the middle to Austin. The pass is intercepted. Bad decision by Romo.
Romo just goes brain dead throwing.
He has played many great games for 57 minutes, and then in the last 2 or 3 minutes come up short. Then again, he's also pulled out some miraculous games, and he's really hard to quantify.
The guy wins. He's so much better in the fourth quarter than he's ever been given credit for, and I think he's one of the smarter quarterbacks that we have right now.
Romo dropped it in right over Bryant's shoulder for the third time tonight. Wow.
It's very disappointing, and I apologize to all my teammates. I take responsibility for this season coming to an end early tonight.
First of all, people want to blame him for a botched extra point hold as if that matters for how good he is as a quarter.
And by the way, Tony Romo is coming in now at quarterback in mid-drive with 5:16 to play. There's the answer to your question, Charlie Waters. Romo takes over. And Romo back to throw his first NFL pass. Deep down the left side for Sam Hurd. Fade, caught it, leaping in the air at the 5-yard line and down at the 4. Here's second and goal and a busted play. And Romo throws it out to Owens, and it's caught on the left side.
Stuff like that.
A number of years ago, 5 games into the season, Sunday Night Football, and you surprised all of us, you were coaching the Cowboys, that you pulled Drew Bledsoe and started Tony Romo. Now you guys under a lot of fire. What do you think when you hear all of this?
I really like this player. I think this guy has the capability to take his team to the highest level. I know he does, because I've seen these attributes in play. I know how personally he takes these things. He's done some amazing things in football. There's a lot more to it than just one game. You know, you got to put wins together under pressure, on the road, in the playoffs, in bad weather, and or any of one of those things can stop you.
After the game, you know, you had tears in your eyes. You said you don't remember ever feeling so low. What was that feeling?
It's a disappointing feeling for not just yourself, but everybody who worked so hard.
There's Bryant wide to the left side. 4th down and 2.
And this could be the game.
At the Green Bay 32 with under 5 minutes in the game. Blitz is coming. He throws a deep ball to the left side, and the ball is Bryant. Caught the ball. How did you not know how Des Bryant accomplished that physical feat?
Unbelievable.
They have thrown the challenge flag. What are they challenging?
I think they're challenging. Yeah.
Should be touchdown.
Hey,
That's the pitch. Is that a touchdown though?
no, it was ball hit before he got the line.
Well, okay. Is he on the 1 though?
If he caught it.
I see the ball jarred loose, but it is not ever out of his control. I don't think the ball ever touches the ground.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain possession of the football. I tried to reach over the goal line. Why is that not a catch? I tried to reach over the goal line.
This is the end of a remarkable Dallas Cowboys season, and yet all there is to feel is disappointment.
We got the coverage we wanted, and we made the play. I caught it. I came down with it and tried to reach for the goal line.
What was your level of disbelief when the call was overturned?
I don't even understand why it was even a challenge. Have you ever seen that rule before?
Calvin Johnson.
No. It wasn't like that. I'm reaching for the touchdown. I'm trying to break the play.
Right.
Never seen nothing like it. Can't believe it. That's all I can say. I can't believe it. I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
Tony Romo is the best NFL player over the last decade who got none of the respect. Virtually every player in this league was beloved. Tony Romo was good for a decade. You'll remember his first 6 years starting? Tony Romo was running for his life. You know why he's hurt now? Because of the offensive line the first 6 years in Dallas. Tony Romo was duct tape for that franchise. And the sad irony is today, Jerry Jones has finally matured and it's too late for Romo.
The 135th pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. Our Dallas Cowboys select Dak Prescott, quarterback.
Quarterbacks drafted on day 3 of the NFL Draft aren't usually expected to make an immediate impact. Terms such as long-term projects and quarterback for the future are thrown around a lot. Seeing late-round quarterbacks start week 1 of their rookie season, though, isn't usually part of the plan. In the NFL, plans change.
Welcome back. This news just in. The Dallas Cowboys announcing minutes ago that Tony Romo, their starting quarterback, has suffered from a broken bone in his back. Remember, Romo injured in the preseason game against the Seahawks. Said he was fine, actually lobbied to come back into the game.
After being drafted in the 4th round as the expected 3rd-string quarterback, Prescott will be thrusted in the spotlight on the biggest stage for America's team, replacing a beloved quarterback.
At every level, this exact same way, unfortunately for those guys, but high school, college, and now the NFL became the starter because of injury.
Out to his right, to the sideline. He's got Des Bryant. He's healthy. Here's Bryce Butler. Has a step. Odell Beckham Jr. out of bounds. End zone. Donnell for the touchdown. Throws and has a man wide open. Just territory in the game. Here's Victor Cruz, and welcome back to number 80. Steps into it's got Cruz. And Victor Cruz down in inside the 20. It is caught by the rookie Sterling Shepard for the touchdown. Again, and this one's picked. Brandon Carr. Zeke. Touchdown.
They secure it there, and nobody's going to be able to stop Ezekiel Elliott at that point.
What a weapon. Rose has a guy. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Underneath. Williams has got to get out of bounds, and he doesn't.
He makes a mistake, Joe. He had a chance as soon as he caught it. He could have gotten out.
1. Game over. Giants win.
But let's talk bigger picture. When you do lose a star quarterback and you look at your schedule and you got difficult games going up, give me the psychology of Dallas right now. Getting thumped yesterday, they look at that schedule. Romo's not around for the next 6-7 weeks. What's that locker room like?
You just you're playing the hand that was dealt right now. Anybody that has Dallas over the next 6 to 8 weeks is catching them at a perfect time.
Oh, perfect.
Exactly. So.
Parsons firing, intercepted! It's picked off in the end zone by Barry Church. What a huge stop by Dallas. 2nd down and 2. Alfred Morris gets it. Morris, touchdown!
If they get 6 games into the season and they're 5-1, that's a really difficult decision for Jason Garrett to make.
Up the 40, the first drive of the second half. Begins with Elliott breaking it into the secondary. That's a foot race, and he will not be touched.
We're going to take this guy who is winning games out of the game for Tony Romo. Has the thinking changed at all there with the Cowboys internally?
Jerry Jones disappoints fans in a number of ways over the years. He's going to disappoint him again. After the game, I talked to him about this dilemma, the situation. He said Tony Romo, quote, is this team's #1 starting quarterback.
Touchdown. And it is a touchdown on the throw to Bryce Butler. Prescott. Got knocked down. Rose wide open. Jason Witten to win the game. Some Giants. This is Elliott. Step in the end zone. And didn't get there. This was talking about it. Elliott for the touchdown. No flags. Cowboys lead.
To say the first half of the season has been emotional would be a huge understatement. Getting hurt when you feel like you have the best team you've ever had was a soul-crushing moment for me. Then to learn it's not 3 or 4 weeks, but 10 is another blow. And through it all, you have a tremendous amount of guilt on having let your teammates, fans, and organization down. That's when you're forced to come face to face with what's happening. Seasons are fleeting, games become more precious, chances for success diminish. Your potential successor has arrived, injured 2 years in a row, and now in the mid-30s. The press is whispering, everyone has doubts. You've spent your career working to get here. Now we have to start all over. You almost feel like an outsider. Coaches are sympathetic, but they still have to coach, and you're not there. It's a dark place. Probably the darkest it's ever been. It's in this moment that you find out who you really are and what you're really about. You see, football is a meritocracy. You aren't handed anything. You earn everything, every single day, over and over again. You have to prove it. That's the way that the NFL, that's the way that football works. A great example of this is Dak Prescott and what he's done. He's earned the right to be our quarterback.
Tony Romo, you have now been Bledsoe. It's over. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Touchdown!
Skip, you predicted they would win, and
Barely.
you thought it would be close.
I did.
So how do you feel about the Cowboys today?
I thought the Ravens would score 17 because that was my score prediction, 20-17. And Dak actually proved me wrong again because he scored 27 instead of just the 20 I thought it would take to win this game over the Ravens. But I said the poise, the accuracy, the maturity, the stature he showed me in the pocket.
Here's Elliott. How's his Thanksgiving? Elliott, touchdown. Elliott, a little stuck. Jack Svita, riding shotgun. Here's Elliott. Finally gets loose after that first drive. The 21-yard run by Elliott. Here he is over the middle. Cuts back and he's the screen. Here's Elliott. Cuts back. Got around. They want Zeke. They've got him. Touchdown, Dallas.
Prescott. Good pocket field. Deep throw. Caught. Bryant. Dez Bryant gets up and takes the ball to the 1-yard line. In the last 5 games. And now the pass to the outside is juggled by Bryant, but he holds it in and gets to the end zone for a Dallas touchdown.
Tony Casillas here. Cowboys, with a month to go in the regular season, have already clinched a playoff spot. I want to talk specifically about what we saw in Minnesota and what we might see against the Giants. But first, big picture, the significance of already clinching a spot in the postseason with 4 games to go.
Yeah, that's amazing. We talk about how this whole season's unfolded. The fact that they got a chance to play for the NFC East next week against the New York Giants is
little fake toss. And then Prescott wide open. Terrence Williams touchdown. What a great fake. Williams from the 24, final minute of the quarter. And Manning with the ball coming forward. That was Cedric Thornton who got in his face. Dunbar stays in the block. And the pass is picked off at the 39-yard line. Back here. Play action. Pocket breaks down, and there's the sack at the 16-yard from you. Many years ago, look out, sack. The 46-yard line, the ball comes out as well. So Manning went down, got sacked, lost it, and another Dallas recovery. A lot of offensive linemen to cover. 55 yards away, and it hits the goalpost. It's the crossbar. Well, I guess he had 1 more yard, not 2, from that 53. And that is the end of the first half. Whew, that close. Wow. Prescott under pressure, going deep downfield, and that's going to be picked off at the 9-yard line. Intended for Bryant. You got Leon Hall with a good run back. Ooh, all kinds of action with the blocking and attempted tackling, and he brings it back to the 39-yard line. And a good run back, and Prescott had 2 interceptions in 12 games, 2 tonight, and that's Beckham making the catch. And off to the races he goes. Carr chasing him down. Can't get him. Touchdown Giants. They take the lead. Witten comes in for more protection in the backfield. Prescott from the end zone fires over the middle, and that is at the 20-yard line. Dez Bryant, who makes the catch, going to the ground, holds onto it. Or did he? Or did.
The ruling on the field has been changed. It is an incomplete pass. It'll be first and goal for the Giants at the 3-yard line. Reset the game clock to 48 seconds.
Consider putting Tony in the game?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, we feel good about Dak playing quarterback for us right now.
Why wouldn't a relief quarterback work in the flow of the game?
Yeah, we just feel good about where Dak is right now with our football team.
Does ineffectiveness come into part of the equation as far as putting Tony in quarterback? No. Definitively. No one does not.
But I want to go to Max here. Max, is this the beginning of the end for Dak?
No, and it goes to the point I was just talking about. You start with Johnny Unitas. It doesn't matter what quarterback you're talking about. No quarterback is great or will look great to everybody every single game through the season.
Let's call it what it is. And I don't mean this as negatively as it's going to sound, but Jason Garrett's a puppet. What they're striving to disguise is their desire that Tony Romo be the one that steps up in there. They have never supported Dak.
Dez has 640 yards this year. Last night, he was irrelevant. I mean, I'm watching that game at the end, and they tried to go at the end of the game, and it didn't work, and I thought, I've watched 3.5 hours of football. That's the first time he's been a story. That part, if I'm Dallas, I'm sitting and I'm Jerry and I'm Steve, and I'm thinking, listen, Tony and Dez were special. Like, Dez is irrelevant. You gotta go over the top. Last night, they were dink and dunk the last 3 weeks.
When you have a business, you start looking at return on investment. They have a big, major investment in Dez Bryant. They have a big, major financial investment in Tony Romo. But when you only have 2 third-down conversions in 2 weeks, your job, when your team thinks they got a Super Bowl run and the owner wants this guy on the field, there's a chance Tony Romo comes back.
There can only be one star in the room. You can't have 2 leading ladies in the room. You have problems. And so when you make that change, you create problems in your locker room.
First of all, you have been in this situation, the Brady thing, the being replaced thing, and it's tough. Who's this young guy? Psychologically, what's Tony going through?
You know, it's the absolute definition of bittersweet. You know, because as a teammate, you're really happy for your team. I mean, and that's genuine. I mean, I was genuinely happy for my teammates in New England when we were winning and went on to win the Super Bowl that year. But at the same time, man, it breaks your heart. You know, you put all this blood, sweat, and tears into a career, and you've kind of been the guy for a long time, and you know, it breaks your heart to know that your team is going out and having success without you, and you're just, you know, it's kind of a helpless feeling being on the sidelines. You want to contribute, but you're used to being the guy in the middle of the action, and now you're not. I did send Tony a text earlier to say, make sure you're enjoying this thing, man, because when you get to be my age, you know, you miss it. Even, you know, just showing up and running scout team and being around the guys, you know, you'll miss it. And in spite of the fact that it's a difficult situation, you got to try and enjoy it.
I don't have a definition for it, but you'll know it when you see it. It's kind of like a definition I heard one time of another issue. Trying to define a negative topic, and they said, I don't know how to say it, but it's just something that when you see it, you know it's there. We'll see it, given the need for him. We want him ready on the spur of the moment to be a part of any effort we make to be tried to win the ball games. And so it would be when we all probably thought it was time for him to come in and play.
Stephen A., I know you love Jerry Jones. You sported the shirt, and in Jerry you trust. But please explain to me, why can't this man stop talking about Tony Romo?
Because he wants Tony Romo in the lineup, and he's willing to undermine Dak Prescott to do it. I see someone clamoring for Tony Romo. Now that Tony Romo clearly sees the future, and sees the future of the Dallas Cowboys, recognizing that he's not going to be a part of it in all likelihood, not if he wants to be a starting quarterback, because Dak Prescott is the future. This is the end for Tony Romo. This is it. Jerry Jones recognizes that the Dallas Cowboys have an opportunity to be Super Bowl champions, and he wants Tony Romo to be the guy who takes them there.